Fit like YouTube, welcome back to another episode. Okay, so today I got a lovely surprise in the mail. I received this package from one of my subscribers. And this is what was inside. So thank you very much to Foxy Epoxy for sending me this lovely gift. So inside were these clear frog plugs and this viewing lens. So I will give this a try on the aquarium. So apparently I just need to stick it in, I don't need to switch my pumps off or anything, and then just place my phone down. Oh wow, that looks really good. Bearing in mind there's no filter or anything on the camera, so I think if I get the filter on, this will look even better. But this just gives you an idea of what it's like. Mind you, I think this would be even better if I actually switch off all the pumps, because it's kind of rocking about a wee bit like a boat. So I don't know if that's coming across in the camera or not, but I suspect it will. Oh, the Valida's a wee bit close. My bonsai. This thing's coloured up really nicely, it's bounced back really well. Red planet, purple stylophora, green stellata. My green stellata, this thing's just growing wild like. My green slimer. Sold quite a few of my frags already. I will be selling a lot more in the coming weeks. And my LFS Planet Ocean, he has agreed to take some of the frags off my hands, and he'll give me some store credit, which is awesome. My Duncan. Now, because I'm a Regal Angel, I suspect a lot of my soft corals, LPS corals, are going to have to go. I just don't want to take the risk of him actually eating them for lunch. So rather than them getting destroyed and eaten, I think I'd rather trade them into my LFS or sell them to a better home. Turbinaria starting to colour up nicely. Kind of hard to tell with the blue just now. All the lights are really blue. My green stylophora is growing really nicely too. All my recordiers, my zoanthids, all of this is going to go. So I'll be selling all these. So as you can probably guess, the Kraken, the water box, is going to be SPS only, and that's just to make sure that the Regal Angelfish is not eating any of the corals that I buy, because as you know, corals are expensive. And the last thing I want is to be spending lots of money just to watch a fish devour it. Okay, so I've put the orange lens on just because the tank's getting really blue now, and it's really difficult to actually see what's going on. So a while ago I put the auto feeder on the tank. This was just because I've just been so busy that there is times where I've actually forgotten to feed the fish. So at least with this, they're still getting fed twice a day. Although copper band does not eat flake or pellets, so I usually don't forget, but it's just there just in case I do.
Oh, so common!
So here's a look at the tank with the filter on. These zoanthids, like I said, I'm going to be selling everything, but since I got them, they've grown fantastically. And that green Monty, it's recovered really nice. The Setosa is really nice. Stellata, a bit of the Joker, I fragged a while ago. It's actually growing way down here. That's amazing. So there's a little bit of flake on the top. I think everybody's waiting for the Mysis shrimp, to be honest. So just giving the fish one of their feeds. And one reason why the zoanthids are growing so well in this bottom corner, as you can see, all the pellets and honey usually go down onto them. So they've just like gone wild, like absolutely wild. And they're getting so high they're nearly touching the rockwork, which is crazy. So I'm going to be having to think about moving this tank because we're going to be getting a new carpet soon. As soon as the carpet arrives, well, this thing's got to get shifted. I'm going to have to move this into the kitchen as a temporary solution. So that's going to be a headache. I would like to be able to just pull this whole island out in a winner, but I suspect that's going to be easier said than done. So using the Foxy lens, that's what I'm going to call it, the Foxy lens. I've got the filter on the camera now, so things are looking a bit better, seeing colours better. And all the pumps are still off because the fish were fed not long ago. So things are growing, although I think I do need more lights. On the upgrade, I'm kind of thinking maybe getting a T5 hybrid kind of thing, especially since I'm going to be going SPS only. And I will miss my Record Your Garden, I absolutely love that. But hey ho, it's nice to try something different, so it will be good to try a SPS dominated tank. And if I don't succeed or it's too difficult, doesn't work out, well, I can always try and add these types of things again in the future and just pray that the regal angelfish doesn't eat anything. I mean, there's no guarantee he will eat any of these, Ken. I might be lucky. I mean, every fish is an individual at the end of the day, but is it a risk I want to take? I'm not really sure. I will miss my Duncan though, it's my favourite. But yeah, you just got to make some sacrifices for the fish that you want to keep, if you want to keep them, well. And he's definitely one of my dream fish, so I'm just going to kind of go with what he says basically. So I might add some tester corals, soft corals. If he eats them, I'll know not to add them. But like I said, I do fancy just having an SPS dominated tank for a change. This last couple of years I've really started to enjoy the SPS, and I didn't really miss the movement at all. I'm just absolutely infatuated with the different shapes and colours, and yep, I think it does look awesome. When you see someone that's got an absolutely amazing SPS reef, it just blows your mind. So it's getting near night time now. The lights are kind of going down. So I put on my filter and I just thought I'd try and film a few of the corals. One thing, Alcatraz, he's a little shite, I tell you. You see all this water, right? What he's starting to do now, it's when I'm watching TV or whatever, and he wants my attention, what he does is he swims up to the surface and then he flicks his tail. You know, like if they were attacking a fish, they would swipe their tail. He swipes his tail and he throws a big heap of water out. It scared the crap out of me. I thought a fish jumped out of my tank, but it's just him wanting attention. He's wanting some nori, so I go and stick some nori onto his clip and that's him happy. So But I'm forever having to wipe the blooming front glass because he's always doing it. Wee shite he is. Such a character. But yeah, these zoanthids are looking really good compared to when I first got them. And they're multiplying nicely. And that green's still wow. Absolutely love that thing. I will miss my LPS, my Duncans. I mean, the Duncans just new are just gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. And the green chromies, there's one of them that lives in there. Now, if you remember, if you cast your mind back, I had 7. Well, chromies will be chromies, and yeah, they just kind of picked on each other, so there's only 2 left, so I definitely won't be getting any more of them. So if they survive, they survive, but if they go, well then that's it. There won't be any more of them added. They're a cheap fish, but what's the point if they just end up flipping killing one another? It's pointless, is it? So they're only going to be going back. I've still got my orange plate. I've sold the green one. And like these zoanthids. It's just mental. Now, if you remember in the centre there, I had a whole heap of rastas, right? And that's a problem with these zoanthid gardens. If you didn't keep on top of it, they just all grow into another, and eventually whatever ends are the strongest take over, and you end up losing other ends. But luckily, right in the back there, I've got a heap of rastas anyway. Which, when I do the move, get this tank shifted into the kitchen, I will be creating a lot of frags, I suspect. The Recordias, they're all starting to close up for the night. I think there's only 10 minutes of light left and the lights are going to go out. My Jedi mind trick, it's still there. And the Recordias, they have been multiplying since I got them, and some of them have actually collapsed onto the floor, onto the sand bed. My fairy dusters they're taking over. So this is really kind of like probably my last look at this tank of how it is. Because it's going to end up all smashed up probably when I do the move. Like the Joker Acropora is actually attached to the back glass, so I don't know how that's going to break up. But if I can get this all lifted out in the one island, hopefully that'll make life so much easier than having to try and smash everything to bits. So my protein skimmer, so I'm just going to give this a clean. Now this is the tons and it is awesome. I've had it that long now, I've actually forgotten the model, but I'll edit that and I'll put it on I'll put it in writing what the model is. Can't mind off the top of my head, but it's an absolute beast. I think it's rated for up to 1,000 litres. However, on my new tank, it's not going to be going on. I'm going to be buying a new protein skimmer for it. I do like this skimmer, however, I just fancy treating myself to something better. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this skimmer. I could use it, but I just want the water box just to treat myself to something a wee bit better than this. Although I'm absolutely confident that this thing would handle the bio load no problem. It works an absolute beast. I'm probably going to sell the reactor as well and get a torque, just because it's a lot easier for maintenance and stuff. So just going to give this skimmer a clean out. Usually clean it once or twice a week, and luckily for you guys, you can't actually smell this. This is absolutely honking. Oh my god, I'm so glad that my wife's on a sleepover with her job. She works for like sheltered housing, so every so often she has to do sleepovers, and that's the perfect time for me to do jobs like this when she's not here. Then I don't hate to listen to the, oh for God's sake, what's up, bloody stink. Aye, I'm sure all you folks ken what I'm talking about. So this is a wee bit tricky with the one hand, but I don't bother about with cloths and stuff. I just give it a good rinse out with my hand, and then I dry everything off with a paper towel, and then I just stick it back in the tank. A few days later, the skimmate's just back to the same. So it's a lovely little skimmer, works a treat. They do say that it's, you set it, you just stick it in your sump and it adjusts everything itself. Although that is true to a certain extent, there is a wee bit of tuning that you need to do if you want to get the skimmate proper. Otherwise this thing just wet skims like nobody's business, and it doesn't really, well in my opinion it doesn't really do a very good job. But if you fine tune the air and the height, it's ideal. So just get this finished, just quickly rinse this off, and then we'll get it dried and put back onto the dead man's chest, and then that'll be another wee jobby done for the rest of the week. Okay, so quick update on where I am with everything. So the good news is I've finished decorating, kind of. As you can see, I've got 3 doors to get hung up. However, I can't hang the doors up until we get the new carpet. The wife wants a carpet in here since we no longer have diesel. So we're going to get rid of the laminate and we're going to get a new carpet. So over here is my boy. Some pictures of diesel, and one of my friends gave me this, which is really fantastic, very nice. So I built that wee white cabinet thing just to hide all the cables and stuff. So we've got some nano leaves on the wall. I've installed the TV and the cabinet, subwoofer sound system. This is absolutely brilliant. And once the tank arrives, I don't think I'm ever going to want to leave this room, to be honest. So yeah, it's looking really good, really happy with how it's coming along. Over here we've got this snake plant. Now, don't know if you know this, but the snake plant is brilliant if you've got a reef tank, because at night time it releases oxygen, unlike most plants that release carbon dioxide at night. So that's great. So here's dead man's chest. Now, problem is with having to get the carpet, I'm going to have to get this tank moved into the kitchen. But once that's done, I'll be able to redecorate that side, because obviously I can't do it because the tank's in the way. But the idea is we'll have a 2-seater sofa here, so I'll be able to look at the tank from this sofa, and we'll have a 2-seater sofa here, and we're going to get rid of this brown sofa because it doesn't go with anything anymore. So we're going to donate that to the wife's work. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at just now. So yep, things are moving along. The other good news is the tank is ordered. I have ordered it. The tank, it was due to be delivered on the 17th, and this is the footprint of what it will be. However, because we were waiting on the carpet's getting fitted on the 28th, so we've kind of put back the delivery of the tank until the carpet's down, because obviously no point getting the tank until the carpet's down. Once the carpet's down, we'll get that doors hung, and then the tank will arrive. But it's all going to happen very soon. So thanks for watching this episode, and please subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, bye bye.